I rise to give my no vote explanation on Senate Bill 378. On the surface, this bill seemed like a good thing, providing money for families with dependent children in the form of a tax credit. In fact, it's almost hard to argue against it, except, as they always say, the devil is in the details. And I'm here to say, when it comes to this bill, Satan, get thee behind me. Here's why a $500 tax credit per child for families with dependent children is not the gift it appears to be. First, some history. Prior to 2012, nearly a decade ago, the state offered a $600 per child tax deduction for families with dependent children under the age of 19. It was eliminated in the legislature in 2011, thus harming many families, particularly those most on the margins and with larger families of dependent children. Fun fact, 25% of members currently elected and serving in this body now voted to eliminate the $600 child tax credit in 2011. Second, this bill would provide a tax credit, not a deduction, for 4 years, which arguably is an odd number. Actually, it's an even number, but you know what I mean. It's almost as if families and the care and nurturing of dependent children only lasts for 4 years, which is laughable because it's 18 at minimum. It seems to be an arbitrary number not grounded in reason. And this tax credit is only available to the people who have filed tax returns. And furthermore, unlike the EITC, this money is not refundable. Third, and maybe most important, while we should be in the business of making true, meaningful reform and providing actual help to families with dependent children, this isn't it. Especially since, according to Senate Fiscal, it will create a, good thing everyone's sitting down, $725 million hole in the general fund and school aid fund budgets per year for 4 consecutive years. That's money not going into the very school districts where these very dependent children are educated. This makes zero fiscal sense, and the child tax credit does not and will not offset the perpetuated disinvestment in their schools. It's a financially reckless trade-off. See, the devil is in the details. So until we are going to find meaningful ways to support families, especially those with dependent children, and properly fund their constitutionally required education, this type of kind of feel-good legislative financial trade-off has the devil's play written all over it. And had we done this before voting, I would have urged a no vote, but this is my no vote explanation. I'd like my remarks printed in the journal.